Well, I'm sitting here next to the burning bush, and I was looking at a burning bush the other day, and I thought, I should tell people the story about Moses and the burning bush. And I'm not sure if the wind gets up here too much, we'll have to go inside and we'll have to finish in there. But so Moses was born when the Israelites were slaves in Egypt. And Pharaoh was very scared because the Israelites were having so many babies. He thought that they were going to overtake his kingdom. So he wanted all the little baby boys that were born to be killed. So the midwives, he told the midwives, you kill them as soon as they're born. Well, the midwives were too scared of God. So as soon as the babies were born, they didn't say anything. So Pharaoh asked them, now what is the deal? All these baby boys are alive. Oh, these Israelite women, they can have babies really fast before we even get there. So God blessed the midwives. Moses' mother saw that he was a very special child, and she knew that he would probably be killed. So she made a little basket out of reeds and put tar on it, and she put him in the Nile River, and his sister watched the little craft as it floated down, and then it happened to be right in the reeds, and Moses was crying. Well, Pharaoh's daughter was down taking a bath in the Nile, and she had all of her maids with her. She told the maid, go get that little basket over there. Bring it to me. Oh, when she opened it and saw that baby's face, she fell in love with it. So Moses' sister happened to just run over there and say, would you like me to find someone to take care of the baby for you until it's old enough? Yes. She says, until it's old enough and potty trained and everything. So his sister was able to take him back to his mom, and his mom raised him until he was probably about 3 years old. Then he went to live in the palace, like with Pharaoh of Egypt. I mean, how cool is that? About 40 years total. I always wondered if Moses got the little tattoos on the eyes, because anyway, when he had to escape from Egypt, I always wondered because the girls that he ran into said he still looked like an Egyptian. So I'm wondering if he always had like any stuff on his eyes, tattoos. So Moses, after he was in the palace, he went out and he saw these slaves doing things, and he knew in his heart that the Israelites were his real kin. And he saw these two men fighting each other, and he walked up and he says, why are you guys fighting? You shouldn't be doing this. And they made some nasty comment to him. And when Pharaoh's guard came over, he killed the guard because the guard was really hurting the Israelite person. And then the next day when he tried to break up this fight between the two Israelites, he said, what are you going to do, kill us like you did, the servant of Pharaoh? And Moses knew then, everybody knew that he had killed him, so he fled. He left Egypt, went through this desert, and he ended up meeting this really beautiful woman and marrying her, and he took care of sheep and everything, but he lived in a desert for another 40 years, and that made Moses about 80 years old. One day, while he's taking care of those sheep, he looked up on the mountain and he saw a burning bush. But the bush was on fire, but it didn't burn down. He thought, well, that's pretty strange. So he climbs the mountain and he stands in front of the burning bush. And God says, take your shoes off, Moses. You're on holy ground. Well, that would have scared the slop out of him with a voice coming out. So he takes his shoes off. He's laying flat. He thought, man, he was going to die. Anyway, God told Moses, he says, I want you to go back to Egypt and I want you to bring my people out now. It's been like, a long time they've been over there. And Moses, I don't think you want me to do that. I can't talk very good. He goes, yes, you can. He says, you take care of it. You take this staff, and I'll tell you what you can do with it, and I'll do miracles with you with the staff. And well, finally, his brother Aaron went with him because Aaron could talk better. And they ended up, after a whole bunch of plagues, bringing the children of Egypt out. And they go into the desert again. Well, we'll continue where the phone call left off. So Moses and Aaron go back and they do all of these plagues and everything that God did so that the Israelites could come out. And then Moses is leading them through the desert, and they're complaining because they're thirsty and they want some water. So God told Moses, go over to that rock and hit it with your staff and water will come out of that rock. All right. Can you imagine? I mean, I got a big rock in the back there by the pond it's my prayer rock. And I sit on it. I mean, I can't imagine like striking it and having water come out. That's pretty cool. Anyway, so I'm going to be doing a song for you. It's called Moses God spoke to Moses at the burning bush, but when I saw the burning bushes, it just reminded me of the story, and I just wanted to share it with you. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoy doing it for you. So, I just love fall. And I was looking at fall leaves, driving around and everything, and I saw the most gorgeous burning bushes, and I thought, oh, I sing a song like that. God just spoke to Moses at the burning bush. So I shared a little story with you before we got to the song, and I hope you enjoyed the story because he's a pretty cool guy. And can you imagine being 80 years old and then being called to go get people out of Egypt, and then having another 40 years, making you 120 years old, going through the desert again? I mean, I just can't imagine. What a man. A man after God's own heart, wasn't he? Anyway, I hope you enjoy the song. It's one that I always have fun singing. It's a good old bluegrass song. God spoke to Moses at the burning bush. God spoke to Moses at the burning bush, burning bush, burning bush. God spoke to Moses at the burning bush, saying, I am the Lord thy God. Take your shoes off, Moses, you're on holy ground. Holy ground, you're on holy ground. Take your shoes off, Moses, you're on holy ground, saying, I am the Lord thy God. Go yonder, Moses, and smite that rock. Smite that rock. Smite that rock. Go yonder, Moses, and smite that rock, for I am the Lord thy God. Take your shoes off, Moses, you're on holy ground. Holy ground, you're on holy ground. Take your shoes off, Moses, you're on holy ground, for I am the Lord thy God. Stand still, Moses, see salvation work. Salvation work, see salvation work. Stand still, Moses, see salvation work, for I am the Lord thy God. Take your shoes off, Moses, you're on holy ground. Holy ground, you're on holy ground. Take your shoes off, Moses, you're on holy ground, for I am the Lord thy God. For I am the Lord thy God. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed singing it to you.